Hello, my name is Weiler Yancey and I'm a consultant for chronic culture. Here we have my home grow where I use the chronic culture products to help with keeping my environment safe from any bacteria or mold growth to form inside my home grow. Before I had these plants in here with all the equipment in here, I had it to the bare bones where it was just the skeleton and this material that's covering the tent. And I cleaned everything with the chronic culture, clean and degrease. And then I sprayed it with the Nano extended barrier as well. I sprayed it on my humidifier, the light, the vent fans, these air mover fans, and then the AC unit as well. The process for starting something like this would be basically getting a tent with a vent fan and getting a light itself. When I started, all I had was a little tent with a light and a vent fan as well, and I didn't have the AC unit yet. I just started with one plant and started growing, but when I got a little bit more experience, I wanted to get a little bit more better yields and everything, and trying to keep my environment safe, which is key when it comes to growing these plants, is keeping your environment safe and clean from anything. I started with just the skeleton structure with these pipes here, and then had the tent itself and was able to put around the 4x4 tent. I cleaned everything with the Nano Clean and Degrease, and then also sprayed everything with the Nano Extended Barrier as well. So the purpose of spraying the Nano Clean and Degrease is to just clean the surface from any bacteria. And then when I sprayed the Nano Extended Barrier, it's to help protect the surfaces, and it basically lays a shield on there to where any bacteria or infection or mold that touches that surface gets killed immediately and stays there. I am using this product on the plants as well to help protect it from mold or any bacteria or infection that can grow on the plant at all. And what I would do is, after I defoliate my plants and trim all the fan leaves, and when I top the plant as well, it really helps with the growth of the plant. And when it's growing, it's producing more plant, and that plant doesn't have the barrier on there. So when I spray the barrier, it's to help protect the new growth that has formed on there. And I can actually show you guys that right now. So even with the light on, when I'm spraying, I spray just a light mist over the top, not to have any big bubbles form onto the water or onto the plant's leaves, just because I don't want it to have any potential sunlight damage due to the puddles of water that are forming on there. So after I sprayed it, it is good and going to be protected for the new growth that does form. From there, that's about it. I just let them grow, and when these get new growth and everything like that, I'm probably going to reapply. Typically I reapply every 10 days to help, because the new growth does form pretty quickly after a little bit. The chronic culture's role is, for when I'm growing my plants, is to help with protecting the plants from any disease or any bacteria that can form or anything like that from just touching the plants. It helps prevent mold growth from forming onto the plants, which is a very crucial part, especially because I'm growing these things in the perfect condition for mold to grow, with this about 60% humidity, and it's, you know, when the cycles in bloom from 12 to 12, it's dark inside there. It's pretty stagnant unless you have good airflow, and mold loves to grow in dark and humid places. So with the extended barrier on top of my plants, it will help prevent the powdery mildew that can actually form onto the plant, which is very crucial, because I put so much work into these plants, and when the plants are, about ready to get to smoking, and you find out you have mold, and you can't smoke that plant anymore, it's kind of disappointing, and you've spent so much time and effort onto the plants, and that's it. And I mean, it gives me a peace of mind knowing that when I spray this extended barrier on there, it helps prevent mold growth, which is key to when you're wanting to produce good weed. It also, these plants aren't stressed. They don't have that much stress on there. They're not trying to fight off any mold or fight off any bacteria, and it's just thriving with those conditions. With it not having to fight off any of the diseases or bacteria, it makes the plant less stressed and helps produce healthier growth when it grows. So now I'm going to use the Nano Grab Air on the pre-filter that goes onto the carbon filter to help with the odor and to help the filtration inside the tent. And all I do is I'll spray the filter on both sides. And I'll let this dry before I put it onto my carbon filter. And once that it dries, it'll help protect and will help filter the air throughout the whole process. I spray the Nano Grab Air onto that white filter right there, which helps catch any dirt, hair, bacteria, any airborne pathogens that can get on there, mold or mold spores or anything like that. It catches everything onto that filter, and I don't have to worry about any of that getting throughout any of the place. It basically makes it a HEPA filter, which is one of the highest purifying filters out there. So now that you've seen how I use Chronic Culture and their products on my equipment and even the plants themselves, I mean, I was having issues with prior grows with mold growth, bacteria, and everything like that, and it was very frustrating. And with this being a green product and knowing that the plants are safe and the environment it's in is not going to have any bacteria or mold growth, it puts my mind at ease to help with, knowing the plants aren't going to have any issues. And so that's why everybody should be using Chronic Culture.